Hi folks, this is Meredith from the Papery Craftery. Today we're going to be making some really simplified fireworks. Somebody had sent me an email a little while back asking how I thought they should go about making fireworks, and I did a little research and I saw there wasn't a lot of info out there, so I thought we would make some really simple ones today. I'm going to be using this Brights color strip assortment from Craft Harbor. Any quilling tool that you'd like will work. I have my Savvy Slotted tool here. I'm going to be using tweezers, paintbrush to get rid of any extra glue. You will need a surface that's a little slick, like a wax paper or parchment paper covered board or a piece of plastic. Any flat surface that has a little bit of a slickness to it. So to start, I am going to be making my fireworks in two colors. Each firework is going to have two different colors. So I chose the bright green and the bright yellow from that Brights collection, and they're going to be incorporated to be making one firework. But to start with, I'm going to be making kind of the explosion part. And I'm going to be taking different lengths of strips here and rolling them up all the way to the end. Like I said earlier, whatever quilling tool you prefer does not really matter for this project. Just use whatever you're comfortable with. And all we have to do is roll it all the way to the end, remove it from my tool, and then grab that slick surface, have it roll away, bring it back, and let it open up as much as it wants to. A lot of times with my projects, I hold my coils in my hand and just let them open up a bit to make them a little bit more even. With this project, we're going to let them go completely naturally the way they want. And grab a yellow strip here, a different size, this one's a little bit shorter, and roll that up all the way again, start to finish. And I'm going to do the same thing. Once this is done, let it open up on my paper and then move on. Each firework that I make today is going to have 5 different explosion pieces. And so I did 3 of them in the green and 2 of them in the yellow. Some of them are larger than others, some of them are smaller. I think my largest was a strip that was about 10 inches long, and the smallest was about 6 inches. And at this point, my coils have unraveled as much as they want to, so I put a little bit of glue on the end and very gently, very loosely seal it shut. We really don't want to lose any of our layers here. We don't want to accidentally wind this up anymore. So we're going to be very gentle with this part, holding the center with one hand. With my left hand there, I'm going to squish really, really, really hard the other end. It's going to make a really long tail, a very long point, a really exaggerated teardrop. You can see there all the layers in the middle, lots of open space. Not exactly the shape we're looking for our explosion just yet. We need to curve it really, really strong. So you can use, the tip of your finger if you want to. You can use a tool you have lying around, a wooden spoon handle, something like that. This is another quilling tool I have here. Didn't give it exactly the shape I want, so I grab a different tool handle and really bend it over. It's okay if it looks like it's too much, because these sort of bounce back a little bit more than you'd like them to, and you might have to do this a few times. Don't be afraid to be too rough with this, because it's pretty hard to lose the teardrop shape. Not impossible, but it's tricky because we're not putting a lot of pressure on the eye part of our coil, the widest part. We're really putting the pressure on everything after that as it bends around the tool. That's the shape we're looking for. A very curved, very smushed teardrop. So after you do that to all 5 of those shapes, we're going to make what is the preview to the explosion. So our fireworks are going to have sort of a dot, 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 and then a boom, if you can picture. So to make that dot, dot, dot part, I have my 2 different colors glued together, a little strip of each, about 2 inches of one, the yellow, and then a little bit longer strip of the green. Glue them end to end, wind it all the way up on my tool, glue it closed while it's still on my tool because I don't want this to open up at all. And then once that's all sealed, I can take it off. And I also make 5 of these. You can make them so that some of them are a little bit larger. You can make them all the same size. Whatever you think is best. But there they are, the two colors. And now we are able to put these pieces together. I'm turning mine into a card. I have a big, I think it's a 5x7 white blank card here. I'm going to do a little pile of glue, and this is where my tweezers are going to come in handy. Because I've made this a couple times, I didn't pre-plan exactly where I'm going to put these, but it's never a bad idea to kind of put everything down without glue first, and then you'll have an exact plan where you like your quilling. But I'm just doing a little bit of a dip, and then I'm wiping away any excess glue that's underneath. And I'm putting my explosion pieces sort of in a circular-ish design. So you can imagine the explosion as the center of those, and then these are the lights coming out of the explosion. And even though I know it doesn't happen at the same time, but just for the look, we're going to be adding those dot 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 pieces leading up to the explosion here. Come on, underneath. There you go, a little bit of dip in the glue. We have that paintbrush handy still if you have any extra glue you think you need to wipe away. Don't be afraid to do that. Dip, dip, dip. And then kind of get these in a bit of a curved line to finish out our little firework. Now you don't usually see just one firework, so I have another card I made earlier with 3 different little explosions on them, and they're all made with that same brights set that I showed earlier. So there's pink and there's blue, and then there's the yellow and green. And also my daughter pointed out these do look like palm trees, so this is kind of a two-for craft. If you want to do some palm trees, you can do a very similar idea. And then I also have a red and blue where the alternate color is a gold tipped ivory paper. And then I added some extra explosions with a gold marker. So that's definitely another way you could do this. You could add even more dots and lines and sparkles and stars and glitter, even whatever you think is best. But this was a, like I said, super simplified way to make some quilling firework cards. As always, I will leave links in the description box for this video for any tools and supplies I used. I'll also answer any questions you have in the comment section whenever you leave those. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can be around for my next video, and I will see you then. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.